So, I just thought about something very interesting. You know how every time before you go out on a hunt, you typically eat a meal of vegetables or meats or whatever from the meow chests? I mean, you can even cook your own meal. You can put your raw meat on that barbecue. And we all know what that tastes like, right? For the most part. But then I began to wonder, what about the monsters? What do they taste like? What does Chemitrist taste like? I mean, he looks like a chicken, right? A lizard, kinda? So, what's that all about? What about Chatacabra? He's like a frog. Would he taste like a frog? You know, I just had all these ideas in my head while playing. So, I wanted to do this video to deconstruct the ecology of each of these monsters and seeing what they would most likely taste like. Within the rich and often perilous ecosystems of the Monster Hunter universe, every creature from the smallest Vespoid to the most colossal Elder Dragon possess a unique ecological niche that defines their existence. The Chatacabra is no different. The Chatacabra is an oversized frog native to the Windward Plains, a necessary stepping stone for those beginning their journey. However, today, I will be not looking at the Chatacabra as a hunt, but as a feast. Its unique biology, its opportunistic diet, and the specific habitat it lives within combine to create a fascinating and multifaceted flavor profile. So let's break that down. So let's talk about its largest asset. Specifically, its powerful hind legs and its robust torso. It serves as the bulk of the protein on this creature. As an amphibian, it thrives in its delicate balance between the dry dunes and its hidden oasis. Chatacabra can be seen taking luscious showers at these oases and sleeping in its large mineral den. Oh, look at this guy napping. How could you ever hurt this guy? It'd be a shame if someone were to unceremoniously wake him up. You can see the Chata often walking back and forth for a meal and taking a nap. In those long nature walks, Chatacabra preys upon those nimble, protein-rich Bolochi. Bolochi?
Bulakchi.
The bugs, which could be near his den. Its meat would be infused with its deep, gamey richness. This is not the light, watery flavor you might expect from a swamp dweller, like other known creatures we know. Rather, it possesses the muscular integrity of like a wild boar or venison. The ecological extremes of the Windward Plains also demands that the Chatacabra maintain high density muscle fibers to withstand the dry, arid land to its strong thunderstorms and even sandstorms. Now, with all that being said, how would you even prepare this? If you were a mount chef, what would you even do? I started to think, maybe you could slow roast it over a fire, using some of its sand peppers found around the Windward Plains, and sear it like a beautiful little steak. But then I thought, well, it's pretty tough. So then I realized, what if you braise it? You braise it in a nice reduction using the beautiful cacti found all around the Windward Plains. Now that would produce a profound, savory experience. Its flavor would most likely come about as an earthy, strong, sophisticated flavor. This dish would be a dish that would reward patience, requiring hours of low heat rendering to unlock its rich, sublime flavor. Unlike fighting the actual Chatacabra. Perhaps the most interesting aspect of Chatacabra is its most direct link to the Windward Plains. It lies in its forelimbs. And you might be wondering, why do I think that? Just look at this guy. This guy's built like a boxer. These things ain't just for walking, they're for talking too. When he enters a state of rage, he will lick his forearms and then rub these forearms against the ground while purposely picking up stones, ores, or any other type of debris. This creates a hardened rock-like armor used for both defense and devastating blunt force. Now, you might think that might be a little disgusting because he, lick it all up and he leaves all his mucus, but hold on, just wait a second. I'll get there. So, from a culinary standpoint, it's very interesting that he basically already salts his own arms. Like, imagine your chicken already coming salted and peppered before you even cook it. Wouldn't that be like amazing? So the muscles of the forearms carry a very distinct and most likely an iron-rich, even slightly metallic flavor. Now this is a direct result of the way he uses its arms, right? He licks them, he puts them on the ground, he picks up everything that's on the ground. Now if you remember, he lives in a rich mineral den, so most likely anything around there is already peppered all over his arms. Now this might be very difficult to do, but a talented meow chef would be able to strip away this outer layer of hardened mucus and disgusting saliva while maintaining its rich minerals in that meat. Now this would provide a sharp, even acidic counterpoint to that fatness. So the way I would think about it is like a crab. All that hard shell on the outside, you get rid of that and you expose that meat, and it is simply divine. This coat will most likely be served with a sauce using those crushed herbs around the area where it lives to really bring out that nice umami, that nice flavor. This preparation method honors the monster's unique biology, offering a literal taste from the plains geology. The true piece of resistance of the Chatacabra feast is, without a doubt, the tongue. As the monster's primary tool for catching prey, the tongue is an extraordinary organ. In its raw taste, it is formidable and tough, but under the correct culinary conditions, it transforms into the most sought-after delicacy in all of the Forbidden Lands. The texture of the Chatacabra's tongue is reminiscent of a high-quality cut of beef, but with the added slickness inherent to the amphibious tissue, the whole added mucus stuff. The method of preparation has to involve a boil into a quick pan fry. When exposed to high heat, the outer layer of that tongue, the thing you want to get rid of that licks the floor basically every time, will peel off, exposing its rich, tender inner layer. The next step is to shred it or dice it, followed by a quick fry with oil. Now the flavor of the tongue is a concentrated essence of the monster's diet. It carries the richness of flavor from the bolachi it's consumed, along with various minerals and stones adding to its rich flavor. It serves as a perfect summary of the monster as a whole, a surprisingly complex creature whose every part tells a story of survival. Despite what has been put forth, the flavor of the Chatacabra is not static. It is dynamic as the shifting sands in the windward plains. During the plenty season, when the oases are full and prey is abundant, the meat carries a higher fatty content and a milder, sweeter finish. This is the one you're going to want to get. Conversely, during the inclemency or the sand tide, the meat becomes leaner and the gamey notes intensify, reflecting the monster's increased activity and stress levels. Cortisol spike Chatacabra is not the way to go. Don't get this one. In conclusion, the Chatacabra represents far more than just a simple entry in the hunter's log. To the untrained eye, it is merely a frog with some rock fists. To the hunter, it is a formidable first challenge. But to the culinary mouth chef, it is an example of environmental adaptation. A creature that literally wears its habitats on its arms and carries the flavor of the windward plains to its very fiber. That's it for this video, but there's plenty more to come in the future. Leave any suggestions of what you might have done differently, or what monster you'd like to see next time. This is Mongo signing off. See you next time, hunters.